This is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLB 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org. Morning. Welcome to LoveBabz, LoveTalk. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. It's the middle of the week, and thank you for the Prince, because you know the Prince anniversary is coming up on the 18th, and you know they do this whole Funktopia kind of thing. They play music from beginning to end, so from beginning to end, all his music starting on the 18th. So I'll post it up. It's up on my Facebook page. It's an annual thing. Somebody does it, Funktopia, I think. And it'll be good. I think people will dig it. So I know I do. I'm not a huge Prince fan. I'm a Prince fan, but I wasn't a huge Prince fan. I mean, I loved Prince, don't get me wrong, you know, but when I look at all the music that I have collected, I don't have any Prince music. So that's how I know what I like, by how much I have. So I'm a huge Prince fan, don't get me wrong. That's it. That's all I know. Let's see. So anyway, I'll remind people. Yeah, there's a lot of birthdays that I missed. I missed a bunch of birthdays. I know there was a shooting on East Pearl Street, and I just reached out to Karen DeBose Walton. They fine. Nightmare. And you know, Kika Matos and Henry Fernandez live across the street. So you know, you can't these things are just wild. So just wild. But if we had some leadership, that's all I'm gonna say. Hey Harry, good morning. Good morning, Paul. Oh, so let me get this off my chest right now. So, you know, Harry and I yesterday was joking about colonial times. And we had the lovely Mr. Maestro Sinclair on yesterday. And so we were making the jokes about, you know, where do you hang those colonial clothes? And so we were laughing and said, probably next to the sheets, the KKK sheets. So I don't know if people took offense. That's not what I'm raising. That's not the issue I'm raising. I think white people and their sensitivity about these kinds of things always amaze me, because when you have to talk about the time of colonialism, you cannot ignore the fact that enslavement was going on and the rise of the KKK was going on, and you cannot separate out the two. I don't give a damn how genius or amazing the music is. You cannot separate out the two. Right? So if you're going to talk about one part of history, you're going to talk about the other. And, you know, on this show, we laugh and joke about a lot of stuff. And for some people, it might be offensive. And for some people, it isn't. I don't think we are offensive. Like, we're not shock jocks or any of that kind of stuff. But we find it funny where we find it. Wow. I mean, we just do. Let me say this. I'm never throwing Harry under the bus. I don't give a damn what people say, how they feel, whatever. Harry rides with me. I ride with Harry. That's it. Okay.
Well, let me just apologize to them, you know.
Oh, okay.
Because no, because
if you want to, you don't have to. I'm just saying.
No, I don't have to. But obviously they've never heard us go, you know, where we go sometimes.
And it's funny, and
And
the
it's right.
majority of the people find it amusing.
And it was and actually I qualified my statement right before it. I said, this is a joke.
Yes.
So, sometimes you gotta lighten up. Let's face it, we've had to laugh about a lot of stuff in order to get over it, right?
At
So,
the hands of white folks, yeah.
lighten up. I'm sure the guy's a great guy and everything. I thought it was hilarious because right before I went on with you, because I'm always, look, I work with a lot of white liberals, right? And they're always, I work with, I was just gonna say the good ones, Babz. Where that reference comes from. Anyway, but so I work with a lot of good people who are bleeding heart white liberals who go above, I think, above and beyond, what they should, and they're apologists, they're this, that, so I'm constantly, and this is what I do. This is who Harry is. If I see there's a thread to pull, I pull it. Right. So in the office, I'm constantly reminding them, how white supremacy is a threat to me in the office, right? So if they say something that I think some other person might find as a microaggression or something like that, I'll tell them I feel threatened.
Okay, you silly.
Right. So exactly. And that's where I got it. I got it to the point where it's silly. So when I do it to Tom Breen, he knows I'm being silly. Right? It's all satirical, it's all satire. So obviously this is the first time they've ever seen that with with
It's
us.
all right. They'll be all right.
But
I mean, I listen, the maestro is revered, and I think he's got thick skin. I don't think he's a baby, and they're gonna edit it anyway, and they're gonna put it up on the site for them. And I thought it was a good conversation, a good 20-minute conversation.
yeah,
he didn't stay long.
But no, so right. So I had just told Paul the same thing right before I went on the radio. So I told Paul, don't you guys have your colonial gear right next to your bed sheets? So I had just told Paul the same thing. Now Paul rolls his eyes at me when I say stuff like that.
Well, yeah, because first of all, Paul is Jewish, so any combination of whiteness towards that is
yes, but and I don't want to have conversations about my conversations with Paul, but but Paul feels, since society sees him as white, he feels like a certain burden on his shoulders because of it, right? So so that being said, I had just thrown it at Paul before I came on the radio. So it wasn't anything personal, anything. All I, like I said, I see a thread, I pull that thread until it unravels.
Oh yeah, these people, they'll live. They'll be all right. They're fine. They're fine. Everybody will be fine.
But I'm wondering what part of me was offensive. My 33% African, my 14% indigenous.
I tell you what, I am upset, Harry, that Paul didn't broker a deal for us to take the inaugural flight on a Velo to Puerto Rico. Now I don't know what is happening. I don't know what that's about, Paul. I feel like you didn't have our back on that one. But you sent the riders to Kentucky or Nashville or wherever the hell you sent them. But Harry and I could have actually worked from Puerto Rico.
Well,
I'm just saying.
They called Tom and asked for, somebody to cover it. So he was looking at, but it was really early in the morning to go over there and take that initial flight. We actually thought it was at 5:30. It turns out to be it was a 7:30 flight.
We could have taken that flight, Harry, and spent a couple of days in Puerto Rico
Oh,
and
we
then
could,
flown back.
even lunch.
Oh yeah, lunch.
We could have been in
We
Ponce.
could have just flown in for lunch and came right
Yeah,
back.
we could have ate in San Juan. We would have went live from a cafe in San Juan.
San Juan, and then got on the next flight and came on back. Paul Bass, you dropped the ball on that. I'm just saying. That would have been so much fun, and then we could have live streamed from the plane.
But I'm sure. Well, Tom wanted to cover it. He was looking for somebody to cover it. I wonder who, or if he was even able to get somebody to cover it. So we'll see.
Now I got to see what flights they got. I'd go to Puerto Rico for the weekend, Harry. That's not a long flight. That's what, a 2-hour flight?
2.5, yeah.
It's the same as if I'm driving to New York.
Even worse than if you're on the Whitestone Bridge, it could be 3 hours just on the bridge.
I could be at the bar in Puerto Rico in San Juan having a cocktail. I'm just saying.
And I gotta say, I've been flying out of Tweed now for the last year.
Yeah.
So
it's nice.
I love it. And I don't want to mess up anybody's game or anything, but at Tweed, you can bring in your own food and all of that stuff. It's like you can't do that like when you're coming back. Like if you fly to Florida, at Florida, they make you dump all your food.
Oh, I know, Harry. At just about every airport.
Yeah, but not Tweed. Tweed, you get to bring your food in. I don't want to mess it up for nobody. Keep it going.
Now, somebody listening, Harry, they're gonna go and complain.
I know
that's how people are. They're contrary like that.
Yeah, somebody's calling Homeland Security right now.
I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe.
Do you know Harry was able to bring his oatmeal cookies on?
I don't feel safe. There's so many people who don't feel safe. But the actual people who don't feel safe are in war zones. You damn people that are walking down the street and into office buildings, shut up. Who's more safe than you?
You know what's weird about the airport is that like right now you don't have to take your laptop out your bag. Well, at least when I went on Tweet, I didn't have to take
because they can scan it right inside now.
Scan everything perfect. And I'm like, but you made me take off my shoes.
I know, right?
What?
Like, can't you walk through that thing, Harry, and it picks up your shoes? I don't understand that either.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you got it down packed so that if I have something hidden in my laptop, you can see it. But you can't see it between my toes.
You can't see my shoes. You can't.
I'm like, come on.
Harry, I would think if you walk through that thing, if there's a device in your shoe, it would see it.
Yeah, well, you figure.
Because you're damn near getting the x-ray when you walk through that thing, right?
And I
don't know. Maybe you can't tell me you can't get people to do whatever you need them to do, Harry, because people they go through security checks and few people flip out about it because they want to get on that flight. So you can't tell me you can't make people do anything, because you can't. You can't. You can make people do whatever you want them to do if you make it a rule.
Oh, and let me say to Ife, you send me a text. Sometimes it takes a day for me to answer, but just so you know, I'm not ignoring you. I answered Babz yesterday like lightning fast for me. But no, so I love Tweed right now. I love Tweed, except for the landings. The landings are pretty hard. I think the pilots need to. The last 2 landings felt like I bounced down the runway, But,
well, it might be because it might need a new paving. You think? If there's anything like the damn streets, it might need a new.
But yeah, we'll go to Puerto Rico if you want. If you make us, we'll go. I mean,
I know.
What are we gonna do?
I mean, Paul, if you want us to go to Puerto Rico, we'll go. I mean, it's not, if you absolutely need somebody to go, Harry and I'll go. We'll have lunch and we'll come right back. What's the problem?
I have a Angie's List maintenance guy here today.
Oh, doing what?
Yeah, I'm not at the office today because
Oh, you at your house?
I'm at my house because I have some work being done outside.
You let somebody in your house?
No, not inside the house. He's
Oh,
working outside.
I'd get ready to say, I know nobody in that house.
He's fixing the basement windows and the wells.
He's gonna do it from outside?
You know, he came in
He did?
recently. He fixed a couple of light fixtures and stuff. So
This is not your ceiling fan guy.
no, that's
Okay.
the ceiling fan guy. I think he moved to South Carolina. I was trying to get in touch with him, but he was like,
Okay.
I'm no longer in Connecticut.
He's like, I ain't messing with you, Harry George. You made me put in 8,000 fans.
I know. There has to be
Somebody's in your house right now working? I don't believe that. I
outside.
need to see them. Oh, they're outside.
Yeah.
But they did come in though. You had them come in.
Well, I have him come and I opened the door. I told him if he needs to come in, use the bathroom, ask for coffee, ask for water, whatever, let me know.
I was going to ask you, Harry, do you let them use your bathroom?
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok, Harry. This lady was having work done on this $1 million home. And she wouldn't let the guys use the bathroom. And it was a powder room. She was like, no, y'all need to bring your own porta potty. And they were like, we're only here for half a day. She was like, I don't care.
Well, it's like that scene in the what movie is that? That what's his name? The Tim Brown. Or is it Tim Brown? No. What's his name? The running back.
Jim Brown.
Oh my God. I'm thinking
Like,
Tim Brown, the Pittsburgh Steeler. I'm thinking Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
Jesus.
The late Jim Brown.
Where they treat him as a hero and everything, but they won't let him into the house to use the
bathroom. In the movie about the brothers, about Malcolm X and Jim Brown and yeah, that was such a good film. I actually liked that film a lot. It was directed by Regina King.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with people using my bathroom. I have a problem with people being messy in my bathroom. That's a different issue. But human beings using my bathroom, no problem.
Yeah. I feel you. Although I had a plumber use my bathroom, my master bathroom upstairs, in my house. I should have made him go downstairs to the powder room. Because he was just icky.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't say, hey, use the bathroom upstairs. Don't use my personal bathroom. No. It's the main bathroom downstairs that I let everybody use.
Yeah. So, but he had to go to the bathroom. I'm in my mommy mode. Somebody say I gotta go to the bathroom, and you're in the bathroom fixing my shower. Go ahead and use the bathroom. Oh, but I should have said, "Oh yeah, use the one downstairs." I would have felt better. Anyway, that's just my.
But anywho,
so who do we want to offend now? Who's next?
No, I'm not offending anyone now, right? But I mean, just take a number because we will.
Take a number.
We will. We don't offend anyone. I
don't think we do either, Harry. I think people get in there. I think white people get sensitive when you start talking about things of colonial stuff. They just get nervous.
We talk in general terms about stuff that actually happened and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's
nobody calls us up about aliens. And we talk about aliens all the time.
That's right. Well, I mean, ET's line is encrypted, so we can't really get that call.
We talk about what do we talk about? We talk about, oh, you see your boy Jeff Bezos is getting married, Harry.
Jeff Bezos, did he come out with a girlfriend too? Like
he got a Latina girlfriend.
Like Tim Scott.
I know Tim Scott. I wonder how much money he had to pay her.
No, I hope not. I mean,
he had to pay her, Harry. He don't got no girlfriend. We ain't never seen him nowhere with a girlfriend. She got paid. I hope she paid off student loans or something.
Well, to be fair, when you when you have a certain point of view, like I've been married for 36 years, and Karen has never wanted to be attached to anything I say, right? So she's like, make sure it's all you. Don't go out your way to say my name when you're saying stupid crap and stuff like that. So a lot of times your mate, your spouse, your partner, your significant other wants to stay in the shadows, especially when you cast sometimes such a dark shadow.
Well, she's real. Her name is what is her name? She's a she has 3 kids, I think. What is her name? Noche.
I really like Tim Scott. He's just not.
I don't like him.
I
think he's stupid.
That's politics, but he's a good guy, and I've seen interviews.
I don't know if he's a good guy. I think he's a
stuff.
sellout.
Oh, you see, but that's politics. That's you guys just see things differently.
Yeah. Like what guys? Who sees them different? Mindy. Her name is Mindy. Mindy. She's a Christian. I don't know what that means.
That's like
me too. Me too, Harry.
I know 70% of the population recognizes as that.
I'm a Christian too. What? What does that even mean?
These days I'm an alternative Christian. Whatever
Did you know in the 90s, Harry, he said he was a virgin. He was a proud adult virgin.
Well, you see, and this is why Mike Pence had to leave too, right? Look, they're just different. They're different. The population does not understand, certain people. And then when you're living by a doctrine,
I think they're just not likable.
Well, and they live by their lives are dictated by a doctrine, right? That's not even biblical, right? Because we all messed up.
I just think they're just not likable. Like they don't, they're just some people that you just like, Harry. Even if they do wrong, you just like them. And then there's some people that you just can't like because they're assholes, they're annoying, they're just stupid or whatever. I don't think none of them are likable.
I don't think Tim Scott's there, but I do see that in Mike Pence. You can see that I
don't think Mike Pence is likable.
Right, he's not likable.
He doesn't have any charm or charisma. And I guess I would go so far as to say, Harry, if I was sitting at the bar with him, I'd be bored out of my mind. And that's rare because I'll talk to anybody.
Well, and you probably feel like he's judging all of your words, right? That's what he looks like. Like you can't have a conversation with him. Like he's damning you to hell with his looks.
So that's why I just don't think he's I just don't think those cats are likable. I don't think DeSantis is likable either. And the more that he stays in, the more unlikable he becomes. Do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't have that it factor, that charisma factor. He's
a different. If you look at his career and stuff, he was in the military, a military lawyer, and everything. He's an executor, right? So you're trained to be a certain thing, right? And I think he's just fallen into that. I'm an executor. I know how to,
I don't
target something and go after it, but never actually learn how to deal with the people around these problems. I think that's where he is. He's just an executor.
I don't know about that,
but
I don't know what he's executing except stupidity. But
he's
that's neither here nor there.
Goals, right? That's neither here nor there. He's accomplishing his goals. Now, if you look at Trump and why now you understand why Trump took Mike Pence, right? Because he had
This is what I would. This is what I will say, Harry. Trump is likable.
he's likable, but this is what I'm saying. This is why he took Mike Pence.
Even if you don't like his dumb ass, he's likable.
Well, right. He knows well, the guy
Something about him appeals to people. And I think, Harry, him being on a reality show and the way that he moved through the world, you know, we got to know Donald Trump a long time ago with lavish lifestyle. And, you know, we saw him on Oprah and all that kind of stuff. So he's not foreign to us. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right. And he knows exactly how to read a room.
yes, that's exactly it. He knows
Now,
how to play this game.
right, so
And those guys don't.
He knew Mike Pence had no personality. So he said, I have no threat from this guy.
Right, I don't got no threat from this guy. He's
like,
not going to challenge me. He's not even going to talk to me.
He's like, I have no threat. And he brings along the crazy right with him, right? So anybody who thought, well, Donald Trump will never be conservative enough. Well, you had Mike Pence there, serious as crap.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You know, so
and was a play by the rules guy, right? which
for Donald, it came back to bite him at the end, right? Because
yeah, but so far at the end, Harry, because listen, right. Even when Donald Trump put the hit on my man, he still wasn't gonna like, that's my president kind of guy. He was still talking that. It wasn't until he threw his hat in the ring, Harry, that he was trying to throw Donald Trump under the bus. But by that time, nobody was listening to him. Like, he should have said that mess at the insurrection, but he didn't do that.
No, but the thing is that he was right, and this is the thing that he wasn't loyal enough to Donald, right? So at the end, when Donald tells him, "Okay, you don't need to actually verify the vote. You don't. Let's not count this." Mike Pence was like, "I can't. It's in the Bible." You know. So at that point, Donald's like, "Oh crap! Why did I get such a freaking goody two shoes?"
Well, because that's what you got.
But it wasn't till the end, like you said. It wasn't till the final end that Mike said, "Well, yeah, I can't follow him down this."
Right. But look how long it took him, Harry. It took him so long. I'm like, when do you know right is right? You know right is right immediately.
Not really. It's all relative, Babz.
You know what's right.
It's all relative.
He knew what was right. I mean, he did what was right. He did what was right. He just didn't say he knew what was right. He didn't say it, but he knew what was right. Very interesting. I don't know. Politics is wild right now. It's just wild. Wild, wild, wild.
I love good old politics. I love the craziness, the assumptions by every side. I love it. I love everybody just shooting from the hip, not aiming at.
Although you got a little dangerous yesterday, Harry. You see, they're about to come to fisticuffs. Bernie Sanders had to break it up.
You saw that,
I was like, hey, he like 90? Like, how are we breaking up fights?
Bernie's like, hey, oh, cut it out. You senators. You're
strong, strongholding. No, I don't think we need to be seeing that though, Harry. Honestly.
You gotta love it. I mean, have you ever seen like in Japan where they hit each other over the head with a chair and stuff? I always go, damn, it should be like that in America, you know. Let's settle this.
No.
Let's settle this on the floor.
Because if they were in school, they'd be suspended.
I know.
Any school in America, they would be suspended for a month.
Well, you know,
more.
I mean, let's face it, with the social media, you know, component to all of everybody's campaign now. You have this one guy challenged the senator on his Twitter account, right? So the senator's like, I'm not gonna let this guy challenge me on Twitter. It's like, come on, man.
This is how these beefs happen in high schools and schools
Exactly.
across this country.
It is.
And then they come to the Senate floor and they think they could mix it up. They could chop it up.
It's exactly
Same thing.
yep,
So I don't know why we get so mad at kids when adults are behaving this way.
it's exactly what happens. You talk junk on your Facebook or Instagram and everything, and somebody from your high school sees it, and there's a fight the next day.
There's a fight.
You know, and I was actually watching some the other day. I forgot, it was a young guy talking about how he's trying to teach these youngsters how everything you put online is now part of your record. It's who you are.
That's why these employers they've been asking for a long time. What's your social media, whatever, because they want to go and surf and see what's happening.
Yeah. So, so it's important that we do let these kids know that it's not just high school that's paying attention. They just think, oh, it's only my friends who are seeing especially these days, my anti-Semitic views or my racist views or this. You think it's only your friends and you said something cool, but it's gonna come back to bite you in the future.
So. Oh, I know. Listen, I wanted to be on a particular board a couple of years ago, and one of the board members saw my stance on defund the police, and they thought that I was out of line. They think anybody who says that's out of line. So rather than ask me about it, they just BS'd me about being on the board. I met with them, they vetted me, but then they stalled and dragged their feet and all this other kind of stuff. So they essentially just lied to me about, coming on their board, which was cool, which is fine. And so when the truth finally came out, and I talked to the executive director and they said, well, this and that and the other thing. I said, well, it would have been nice if y'all would have called me in and would have asked me about them. But this is what I'm gonna tell you. I was a police commissioner. When I talk about defund the police, I don't believe that police departments ought to be militarized. Like, I don't think New Haven needs a tank or ground to air missiles. I just don't believe we need that. So that's what I meant. And when I say defund the police, I mean find other alternatives to diffuse chaos in communities. So, and he thought that was very reasonable and articulate, as white people always like to think we're articulate. And I was just like, fine, but I don't want to be on their board now, because I think they're I just don't like the way that they handled that. And I don't want to be anywhere where people don't handle themselves in truth. So I don't mess with them. I don't share their stuff. I don't talk about them no more. And I just don't mess with them no more. So, I mean, there's a few people in their organization that I talk to, but the rest of them, I'm not messing with them, because I don't like the way that they operate in the professional space. So they can say whatever they want about me, but I don't, I'm not sweating that. So yeah, social media is a thing, but I think, young people, I think employers have to, if it's kids, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. If it's adults, I mean, yeah, Harry, if you see people making anti-Semitic stuff, you gotta, you don't want them people working for you. Do you know what I mean? Like those cops that get caught talking about they hate Black people on their social media. And they think by going under a pseudonym or all this other kind of stuff that they won't be found out. Somebody always gonna rat you out, Harry. Somebody always gonna be like, oh, you don't want this person.
Well, you have police departments who've been caught saying it in their emails, right? And
I know.
Expecting that their emails are never gonna be seen, ever.
Don't y'all get the memo on freedom of information?
Yeah, it's like, I don't get you.
Why are you talking about stuff like this? If you're gonna be racist, you gotta be racist undercover, like like the rest of America.
Well, for me, I think these days, I think the young you do have to give a certain pass to.
I think you have to give him a certain pass, Harry. But I think things, the nature of racist, anti-Semitic, derogatory things, violence toward women. I think those are flags. But some of these kids are just, being simple. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the thing, right? That's the thing that I think you have to actually sit down and have a conversation with them, and not just judge a 50 character statement on Twitter. It's like you have to say, do you understand what's the significance of what you wrote, just to see if they understand it? Because a lot of them just throw in. So they're throwing in with whatever group they follow. You had, I think was it Penn State, where a certain student organization wrote a letter against Israel.
Yeah.
And they just, everybody who was part of that little clique was affected. Now people are saying they're not going to hire.
Yeah, I think that's wrong, Harry.
Right. And I'm like,
I'm not with that. And I think there was a van in New Haven, or somebody put kids' faces, Yale students' faces on a van, talking about these are the ones that are anti Israel, right, or some old thing. I don't think these kids are not anti-Israel. What they are is anti-apartheid.
Well, the thing is that this is what I'm saying. You have to let some of these guys explain themselves, because a lot of them are anti-Israel. So what you have to do is actually, well, the people who were part of that organization, I think a lot of them came out and said, wait a minute, that was a general statement. And just because I'm part of their, that list of people in that, doesn't mean I agree totally with it.
Right.
Well, give everybody that chance to separate themselves from the stupid statement. Don't just throw all of, what is it, the term, throw the baby away with the bathwater?
Yeah.
So it's really hard these days. There's a lot of anti-Semitism. I think it's up 400%.
I know it is a lot. It is a lot.
So we do have to figure it out. We don't want to give passes to.
No, I agree. But I think we have to be very clear about what a protest is and what anti-Semitic. Everything that's said is not anti-Semitic. And I think we play fast and loose with that too much. Like anything said in opposition is not anti-Semitic. Do you know what I mean? And anything said in calling for a ceasefire for Palestine doesn't mean it's anti-Israeli. It's not. People want peace, and peace is all encompassing. We want peace on both sides. I don't want nobody harmed and killed. I don't want any more mothers on either side crying and worrying.
Right, but that stance that you're taking is not the main stance that's out there, right? You have people denying that October 7th even happened. They're denying October 7th along with the Holocaust. So it's like you're getting to the point where some radical groups are mixing with the people like you who just want peace. So they get mixed into one pot, and everybody tries to just say, hey, listen, all of it is anti-Semitism. And you're right. No, you just because you're against something doesn't mean you're against the lives of a certain,
Harry, I'm pro-black all day. That doesn't mean I'm anti-white.
Right.
I'm pro-black. I'm not anti-white.
I'm anti-everything. I'm anti-human. But there you go, right? So my statements, even my statement yesterday, can be used against me in the future, but I'm too old for that. I'm too old for
that. That's all right. We both too old, Harry. Shoot. That's all I'm gonna say. We both too old. I don't understand in this day and age with all the technology, Harry, why we still using weapons to fight people. I don't understand that. It just seems archaic and ridiculous.
Be careful what you wish for. Remember Terminator.
I know, Harry. You know how I feel. You know, I see it coming.
If we take the weapons out of our hands and we allow AI to,
Harry,
it's the end of
AI
it.
already has. You don't think there's some cats in Silicon Valley already, or somewhere in Kentucky got a whole slew of artificial soldiers, AI soldiers ready to.
Yeah,
Soon as we find it acceptable, soon as we say the body count is too high, this is what we're gonna do. We're not there yet. We're not there yet, but we damn close.
What was it? A few years ago, Google was refusing to help the military with their drone software, right? Because they were able, with their AI, they were able to make the drones like super drones, right? So, so Google was saying,
like, I need more money.
Google was like, no, we're not gonna make you super, super warriors and stuff like that. The only I agree with certain things like that. Like, you don't want the military having absolute power, right? So, but at the same time, while they were refusing us, they were helping the Chinese with their drone technology. So that's the only problem I have. You have to say no to everybody.
No, because money screams. I mean, you watch these shows, you watch these movies. Mercenaries go to the highest bidder. There's no loyalty. Google is a mercenary. They're gonna go sell to the highest. They don't got no moral compass. They be like, oh, their money is good, just like this money over here. That yen is as good as that damn dollar.
Well, the Chinese, what they're doing is they learn from us, right? So we were able to throw money all over the world to get people to be on our side, to get favor with certain countries. Now we no longer have the money to throw around, but the Chinese do.
We got the money to throw around.
But we won't. It's like we're stingy now. We should be throwing it around to certain countries.
I'm with you, Harry.
Like
that's how you broker peace. It's not weapons, it's money.
Yeah, it's money. There's no way the Chinese should be invading our hemisphere with their money. So, but we're allowing it. They're buying up Brazil, Argentina, and all of these countries, and we're like, oh well, what are the Chinese doing? And they're bases all over the place.
I'm gonna tell you what they're doing.
They're surrounding us.
They're gonna release all the nanobots into the universe, and they're gonna shut down all our stuff, and they're gonna hold us hostage.
Have you seen the drone swarm videos, Babz?
No.
You have to go and look at these videos.
Do I really?
Oh my! It looks like an organism. It's just.
Yes. And what's the purpose of this? Like, what's the thinking?
Oh, imagine if it's a swarm of military drones who just invade our Connecticut, right? And they'll just be able to eliminate us pretty quickly. These swarms are like, it's like a beehive.
Oh,
it's insane. It's just, I just don't know where we go from here. There's no way we win this war.
Harry, go back and put the Terminator in.
No way we win this war.
Watch the Terminator movies. Just watch them.
I mean, if you look at some of the swarms, it's beautiful, because right now what they show you is, they're able to change the color of the sky and have these nice glowing lights. It's like lightning bugs, a swarm of lightning bugs all over the place. But just imagine that they're military and they all have an AK-47 attached to them. Yeah. That's where we're going.
I don't doubt it. I already listen. If we don't
but we have those already.
I know we do. I'm one of these people that believes that we already have so much technology that we have not turned loose to the public because the majority of the public is stupid and they wouldn't know how to deal with it. Because people don't like thinking about hard things. Most people don't. They don't want to think beyond what's happening right there at their house on their block. They're not thinking about the repercussions of this AI fight. I listen to these guys talk about this. And you know where you could really listen to it, Harry? On the financial channels. You ever watch the financial channels? They be having some of the deepest conversations. I'm thinking, why are people watching this? They're watching the news. Watch the financial news. And that'll tell you where we going and who got what and who has the power. That will tell you. My boss, John Thomas, got me watching the financial, because he used to have it on in the office for years and years and years. And I'd look up and I'd be like, this is financial news. And they would tell you where money's being spent, who's moving money, where's
being invested. And right now there's a big chunk of money that's being moved to like fountain of youth stuff, right? Where they're going to be like, right now, if anybody's heard of CRISPR, where they're able to actually manipulate your DNA with CRISPR. And China has already used it, where they created a baby that couldn't get AIDS and stuff like that. Just what they're able to create super soldiers or superhuman beings. Right now it's seen as unethical, but that goes away pretty quickly, right?
When it's your damn kid.
Well,
or when you think, listen, you know how I feel about that whole DNA stuff, Harry, and that messing around with genetic code and genome and all that. For me, that's up there with A&I stuff. To me, that's dangerous too.
Right. Remember, they've been trying to crack, the genome and everything. But you know what? They've already cracked it, Babz.
I know. I'm convinced.
Tools, right, and they have these tools to manipulate it. So it's kind of like eugenics, right? So it's Hitlerish.
I would agree.
Where they're going to try to they're going to eliminate people they see as weak, right? So
not even weak, undesirable.
Right, undesirable, weak.
And what's undesirable?
Well, that's the thing, right? Now, they may not do it. It may not be an obvious thing where they're lining you up and killing you. They just may be eliminating you slowly by manipulating the future DNA of the people, right? So it's something that we have to actually... And the money's being moved in those directions. You just don't see it. Like you said, you got to look at the financial channel to see, why are people investing in stuff like that? There's a reason.
There is. And the stocks are growing in that. Yeah. I don't know. Would I be wrong to throw some money at that?
You wouldn't be wrong, but it might be your downfall.
Would I be wrong, Harry?
For your downfall.
I'm thinking I gotta fund some retirement. Would I be wrong?
You have to say, wait a minute, let's see. When is our society gonna get to the point where they don't care about us enough?
I've been at that since 1619.
But so... no, I'll say when they start eliminating us slowly. This is probably happening right now.
I'm convinced. So the CRISPR Therapeutics stock, Harry, is at 55.21. It's down right now, like it's down 16%. Just in the moment, this moment.
Jump in, Babz.
I know, right? I'm like,
that's just one, and there's a lot of stuff that's off the board, right?
But Harry, should I take that as a moral failing if I buy CRISPR stock?
No, but there's stuff that's off the board, right? So, and what I mean off the board is stuff that you'll never see on the stock market because it isn't technically legal, right?
Or, well, it's not legal, it's not illegal, because they have not created some rules for it yet.
Right. There's no regulations for it.
Yeah.
You're able to do it if you're in Canada, but not in the United States. So you go and you invest in the technology in Canada.
Because this is what I know, Harry. If they can already take DNA from living animals and make vegan food, what do you think they do with humans? If they already, if your dog dies, you could go get your dog cloned to get another dog.
Yeah.
So that's already, you could already do that. You could do that.
Yeah. I mean, are you gonna invest in the 3D meat printer? that technology exists right now. You could print your own meat.
I know, Harry. I don't know. Is that a moral failing? Like, how do I
and when they say meat, by the way, you're listening to LoveBabz LoveTalk on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. So when they say meat, what meat is it? Are they actually allowing us to print like human meat? You know what I'm saying? What's gonna be the taste? Your taste buds are gonna be like, ooh.
Well, no, the meat is cattle, beef. So they take the genes from the cattle and insert it and create meat.
That's what they say.
But it's not meat. So you don't have to kill any cat. You don't have to kill any cattle.
It's the taste that they're really something that tastes like meat.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
they're already trying it in places.
Yeah. At what point does somebody change it and you're actually eating, your neighbor's foot?
Well, I don't think you're gonna get there unless
you get the taste for foot, Babz.
I don't think we're gonna get there, Harry, unless the world comes to an apocalyptic.
No, but you're able to. So you be like, man, I'm in the mood for.
But what they will do, though, Harry, what they will do with humans is, I mean, because they already do skin grafting stuff, right? So they already do that. But what if you lost a limb, and they could create another limb for you that's based on your genetic code?
Right. And that's the thing, that this is where they say they've been moving forever. I think they're able to do that stuff now.
And then who's to say they couldn't do that with soldiers, make them better?
But this is the thing that
I'm sorry, didn't we see this in Marvel already?
Yeah, there's been reports of
$6 million man, $6 million woman.
Yeah, of the Chinese actually have been experimenting with super soldiers where they've changed the DNA where the soldier won't be affected by cold, won't be affected by heat, won't be affected by anything. So you change the DNA with CRISPR to the point where you're a superhuman. None of that stuff affects you. You could go days without water. You could go this. You could go. So we're gonna be literally terminated. It's gonna be, somebody in the future trying to get back to the past to warn us, don't do it. Mm-hmm. Because
yes, well, we know this because that's the story. So we're gonna take a break and then we're gonna come back and finish this conversation because I like this kind of conspiracy theory. I'm just convinced. I'm convinced, Harry. You can't tell me otherwise, because if I could see it in the movies, I know the technology already exists. I'm no fool. I know people don't like to think about this kind of stuff. They don't. Most humans don't, Harry. They don't want. Listen, you can't even get humans to wear a damn mask to protect their asses from a pandemic. So they're not gonna go with.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. just looking at our lives, right? Just me personally, when I came to Connecticut, it was like around 1992. Bill Clinton was president, and I was on a computer, but basically just typing in commands, DOS commands, DOS 3.1, and it's like, right? And now I'm over here talking to Babz.
It's the future.
Camera.
I know.
This is like Jetsons type stuff compared to where we were.
It is.
Anyway, let me cue some.
We'll be back with more conspiracy theories.
Cue music, Harry. Wait. So
play some good, Harry. Play some AI music.